Fellas, let's talk about something real today. You ever wonder if she actually wants you? I mean, women aren't always going to come out and say it. They communicate differently, through subtle signals, through actions, and sometimes through silence. But if you know what to look for, the signs are there. You just have to see them for what they are. No games, no overthinking, just pure observation and understanding. And today, we're breaking it all down through the lens of Stoicism, so you stay composed, confident, and in control. Because here's the truth. Women respect men who have control over their emotions, men who don't chase validation but instead carry themselves with quiet confidence. That's what makes you stand out. And when you understand the signals they're giving off, that's when you stop second-guessing and start leading. Transition to conversation. All right, let's start with something most guys miss. Women don't always say what they feel, but they show it. If she's into you, her body language changes around you. She plays with her hair, leans in closer, her eyes linger just a little longer than usual. She might even touch you lightly, on the arm, on the shoulder. Little things that, if you're paying attention, speak volumes. And listen, it's not just about physical cues. Pay attention to how she talks to you. Is she teasing you? Does she laugh at your jokes, even when they aren't that funny? Does she find reasons to keep the conversation going, even when there's nothing really left to say? If she's doing these things, she's interested. But here's where Stoicism comes in. Don't react emotionally. Don't get overly excited or start acting differently just because you think she likes you. Stay grounded, stay composed, and let her attraction grow naturally. Now let's talk about investment. When a woman is genuinely interested, she invests in you. And I don't mean financially. I mean with her time, her energy, her effort. She checks in on you, remembers little details about your life, asks about your day. If a woman is making an effort to be in your life, that's a clear sign she values your presence. But again, don't get caught up in trying to please her. A Stoic man doesn't seek approval. He lets things flow naturally, without forcing or chasing. And speaking of chasing, here's something that most guys don't realize. Women don't always want the guy who's the loudest, the flashiest, or the most aggressive. They want the man who's centered, who doesn't lose himself, trying to impress her. A man who is on his purpose. When you have your own direction in life, your own goals, your own ambitions, that's magnetic. That's what draws people in. Not just women, but opportunities, respect, and success. Think about it. If you're constantly trying to prove yourself to a woman, what does that say? It says you don't believe in your own worth. But a man who carries himself with quiet confidence, that's a man who doesn't need to prove anything. He lets his actions speak for him. And that, my friend, is what truly attracts the right kind of woman. At the end of the day, it's about understanding and awareness. Women give signals. Some are subtle, some are obvious. But if you're too busy chasing or overanalyzing, you'll miss them. So slow down, observe, be present, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. The right woman will notice, and she will show you in her own way. So next time you're wondering, is she into me? Watch her actions, listen to her words, and most of all, stay in control. Because a Stoic man never needs to ask, he already knows. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What's the biggest sign you've noticed when a woman is interested? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay strong, stay confident, and keep moving forward. Fellas, I need you to really pay attention today. Because if you've ever sat there wondering, is she into me, or am I just imagining things? This is for you. Women don't always say what they feel, but they sure do show it. The problem? Most men aren't paying attention. You're either too distracted, overanalyzing, or worse, too caught up in your own doubts to see what's right in front of you. But today, we're breaking that cycle. We're going to decode the hidden signals women give when they want you, and we're doing it through the lens of Stoicism. Why? Because the last thing you want is to get caught up in emotions and second-guess yourself. A Stoic man is calm, observant, and in control. And that's exactly the kind of man who not only recognizes these signals, but also knows how to respond without losing his center. So let's get into it, because once you see these signals, you won't be able to unsee them. And trust me, when you start recognizing them, you'll never question where you stand with a woman again. Let's start with something simple, yet powerful: her attention. You ever notice how she acts when she's around you? I'm not talking about just being nice or friendly. I'm talking about a shift in how she engages with you compared to others. Does she light up when you enter the room? Does she suddenly seem more engaged, more present? Maybe she laughs at your jokes a little harder, even the ones that aren't that funny. Or maybe, when you speak, she really listens. Not the kind of listening where someone's just waiting for their turn to talk, but the kind where she actually absorbs what you're saying, asks follow-up questions, and remembers the little things you mention. That's a sign of investment. And women don't invest in men they aren't interested in. But here's where most guys mess up. The second they notice this kind of attention, they start acting differently. They get overly excited. They start seeking even more validation, or worse, they start over-pursuing. That's the opposite of what a Stoic man does. When you notice she's giving you this level of attention, acknowledge it, but don't let it throw you off your center. Continue being yourself. Let her attraction build naturally. Now let's take it a step further. A woman who is interested in you will create opportunities to be in your space. And trust me, this one is easy to miss, especially if you're not paying attention. Ever notice how she suddenly appears wherever you are? Maybe she's in the same part of the gym at the same time you are. Maybe she just happens to be at the same social event, even if it wasn't originally in her plans. Or maybe she's always finding little excuses to be near you, like asking for help with something, borrowing something small, or just casually running into you by accident a little too often. Listen. Women are incredibly intelligent when it comes to positioning themselves around the men they like, and they do it in a way that feels natural. But it's not random. If a woman keeps finding reasons to be near you, take notice. Now, what's the Stoic approach here? Simple. You acknowledge it, but you don't react emotionally. You don't call it out. You don't overthink it. And you definitely don't start chasing her because of it. You stay calm, composed, and let her continue making those moves. If she's interested, she will continue. If she's not, you won't be emotionally affected either way. Being vulnerable with you. One of the biggest signs that a woman wants you is when she opens up to you in ways she doesn't with others. Women don't just share their emotions and personal thoughts with just anyone. If she's telling you things about her life, her struggles, her dreams, that's a major sign that she sees you as someone special. Think about it. In a world where people put up walls, if she's letting hers down around you, it's because she feels safe. She trusts you. And trust is the foundation of attraction. But, and this is crucial, a Stoic man never takes this as an invitation to rescue her or become overly emotionally involved. You can listen, you can support, but you don't let yourself get swept up in someone else's emotional storms. You remain steady. That's what makes you different from other men. You don't become reactive. You don't try to fix everything for her. You're simply there, solid and unwavering. And that's what truly draws women in. Now this one is tricky, because a lot of men misunderstand it. Sometimes when a woman is interested in you, she'll test you, not in a manipulative way, but to see what kind of man you really are. Maybe she'll tease you, playfully challenge you, or throw out little remarks to see how you react. Maybe she'll make a joke about you being too smooth, Or ask if you say that to all the girls. This isn't her being difficult. It's her way of checking if you're the kind of man who can handle her energy. And here's where most guys fail. They get defensive, they over-explain, or they crumble under the pressure. But a stoic man? He just smiles. He stays cool. He knows who he is, and he doesn't feel the need to prove anything. When a woman playfully challenges you, it's not a bad thing. It's a sign of attraction. But only if you know how to handle it. Closing thoughts. Becoming the kind of man. Women are drawn to, at the end of the day, attraction isn't about tricks, pickup lines, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about presence, awareness, and control. Women give signals all the time. You just have to see them. But what's even more important is how you respond. A stoic man isn't desperate for validation. He doesn't over-pursue. He doesn't overreact. He observes, he understands, and he moves with confidence. That's what separates him from the rest. So the next time you catch yourself wondering, does she want me? Stop. Watch. Listen. The signs are there, and when you recognize them, you won't have to question it anymore. If this video brought you some clarity, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What's the biggest signal you've ever picked up from a woman? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and keep moving forward.